Hey guys, how are we all doing today? In today's video I've got you another build coming right on up. This one is another Warlock and it is more of a crowd control Warlock build using the Dawnblade subclass. I'll show you how it all works in a second and we'll get straight on into it. Alright, so jumping straight into it, we're going to start off with the Fragments. First of all, we've got the Ember of Char. What this does is it allows your solar ignitions to spread Scorch to other affected targets. Our Scorch is going to be a big part of the build. You're going to see how it basically comes into every part of it, and it allows you to blow up your enemies really well, as you can see in the clip in the background. Coming right on up, we have the Ember of Ashes. This one allows you to apply more Scorch stacks to your targets, which is a really big part of it once again, and that's just a great fragment overall. For our third fragment, we have the Ember of Eruption, which allows your solar ignition to have a way more massive area of effect. And this one comes hand in hand with the Ember of Char, allowing you to spread that Scorch to other targets, allowing you to blow up whole rooms of enemies at once. And for the final fragment here, we've got Ember of Tempering. This one comes hand in hand with using the solar weapon I'm going to show you in a second, but it basically allows you to get solar weapon final blows will grant you and your allies increased recovery for a short duration, and this actually stacks up to 3 times, as well as giving you extra fire sprites to get your abilities back faster and whatnot. Airborne effectiveness as well, but we're not going to worry about that too much. As for the aspects, there's only one that you really do need, and that is the Touch of Flame. This one's absolutely amazing. It allows you to upgrade any of your grenades, and for this build I am using a firebolt grenade, and it will basically allow me to increase my target search radius and maximum target count that the firebolt grenade will actually be able to affect. But this build is pretty flexible and you can use basically any grenade with it, so I reckon this is going to work with any sort of build you're trying to go with. So as I just mentioned, I'm going to be recommending the firebolt grenade for this build, and the main reason for that is because I'll be using the artifact bonuses Flare Up and Rain of Firebolts, which is giving me an additional grenade charge for free basically, and Flare Up which will allow me to get more of my fire sprites to give me my grenades back faster. But feel free to use any other grenade that you want, fusion, solar grenade, anything like that, it'll all work great with this build. Now for this build there's a couple of recommended exotics depending on which way you're going with the grenade. If you're going with more of a solar grenade, then the sun braces are going to be the one you want to go with, as they're going to increase the duration of your solar grenades, and your solar melee kills are going to grant unlimited solar energy for your grenade over a brief amount of time, so you're going to allow you to get your solar grenades back even faster. But if you're not using the solar grenades, then there is another option that is going to make this build really good. That exotic being the Dawn Chorus, as this one is going to allow your Scorch effects to deal even more damage, on top of what they already are due to our aspects and fragments. And you're also going to gain a small amount of melee energy each time your Scorch effects damage a target, on top of also allowing your Daybreak projectiles to cause targets to Scorch on contact. So a lot of Scorch being added to your build, and even more is going to be added when I talk about the exotic weapon. So here we go. And the exotic weapon that I'm talking about is actually the Prometheus Lens. This weapon, this solar trace rifle, actually just synergizes with this build in such an amazing way. So to get started, it fires a solar trace beam that creates a field of heat energy that grows as the weapon is fired. Sustained damage applies Scorch to the target. So this is another way for you to add Scorch on top of the other 3 different aspects to this, with the grenades and the aspects and the armor pieces. You can absolutely decimate your foes with the amount of Scorch you're going to be able to apply. It also has the trait Flame Refraction, when kills with this weapon return a fraction of the ammo used to the magazine from reserved, extending the beam's duration. So when I've been using this, it is very rare that you actually have to reload very often, because this thing kills so quickly with the amount of Scorch you get that you never have to reload. It is really good, and it synergizes perfectly with this Solar 3.0 build. So those are basically all the moving pieces to this build. So all you really have to do to get this build to work is throw a bunch of grenades, probably max out your discipline at 100, so you can get your grenades back faster. If you're using the sun braces, definitely go for a lot of melee kills, as this will increase your grenade regeneration, allow you to throw a lot more grenades, get your Scorch out, and just absolutely annihilate people. So if you haven't been watching the gameplay in the background, if you get enough Scorch on your targets in like a small amount of space, they'll actually all blow up and create a big chain explosion. It's really cool and well worth your time. So I'm just going to end off this video with one more last clip showing you that if you don't have the Prometheus Lens for whatever reason, you can still use this build. This build still goes great with any solar weapon basically. I've got a bit of a clip here where I'm using the Vex Mythoclast, a weapon you wouldn't have thought could still be used that well. It goes fine with this. Like, the solar damage just does amazingly and synergizes with your build still. So if you don't have the Prometheus Lens yet, don't worry too much. Like, you'll get it eventually, and until then, just pop out another one of your solar weapons and pop this build on, because I reckon you're still going to have a great time with it. So in saying that, I'm going to leave up an overall build template in a second, so if you ever need to come and check back on the video, you can always have a look at this to see what the build is. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this build. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Have a good one.